All right, thank you so much to Dawn Ross, Director of Student Support and Health Services of Elk Grove Unified School District, for joining us today.
Good morning.
So we wanted to ask a few questions. With the school closures, there's concern about behavioral and mental health needs for students, families, and staff members. Does Elk Grove Unified offer any services?
Yes, we do. We're continuing to, put out a lot of resources to families. So you can find that on our family resource page under social emotional learning, or SEL.
Okay.
And so there are quite a few resources for families to help guide them through this crisis. One, to provide supports that they can do and activities that they can do with their child at home to help them understand this crisis, to help build their social emotional skills, their resiliency to this crisis. And then we also have some lessons for our teachers to use. So when our distance learning starts, they'll be able to work with students in their class on developing social emotional learning skills and talking with their students about the coronavirus and what it means, ways to deal with that, ways to interact with the family. There's other resources on there too, because it is a different situation, right? We're in a different situation, and we're staying at home, and that's unusual to do distance learning, to not have that connection, that daily connection with your teacher, which is so important in the process. So a lot of those lessons are making that connection with a kind of reconnecting through video, online, Zooming, or the distance learning. So a lot of lessons around that and how to make that connection and support students during this time.
So I understand that earlier this calendar year in January, February, Elk Grove Unified announced a new partnership with CareSolace. So what exactly is CareSolace?
All right, CareSolace is an online referral service. So it's 24/7. So it's available to anyone, whether it's our teachers, our staff, students, and families, to go online and to access a service that will connect you with a wellness provider in the community. And so what it does is, for example, if you're a parent at home and you're noticing some different things going on with your child, so maybe there's some excessive worrying or fear that wasn't normally there, confused thinking about certain problems, even though we're kind of in a period of isolation, but you'd notice that they're avoiding even friends on social media, or they're avoiding other kinds of activities they normally would have participated in, not just because we're in a period where you're supposed to be staying at home, but it looks just more out of the norm than normal. You start to see some of those things. You can certainly reach out to your teacher through the Google Classroom and ask them and let them know that what's going on. You can reach our school counselors, reach out to them, send them an email, or any of our wellness providers. But you can also go online, and that's, maybe we can show this later to the folks.
Yes, we can. We'll provide the website.
Yeah, CareSolace.com at EGUSD Families. And if you go on there, on that web page, it will prompt you and it'll ask you a few questions about what's going on. And then you'll be connected. That information will be given to CareSolace, which keeps everything confidential. And then they will return an email to you letting you know that they received that information. And then shortly after that, you will get a phone call to follow up further with you about what's going on and what supports and services you might need. And from there, they will connect you or find a community-based wellness provider that is available to see your child, or even to see you if you're struggling with what's going on and needing to talk with somebody. So it's a service, the referral service to access that, mental health supports. And they work with all insurance companies. So they'll work with all the insurance companies in the area, as well as Medi-Cal.
So we have a lot of families that speak languages at home that might not be English. So does CareSolace accommodate different languages?
It does accommodate different languages. They currently they don't accommodate all languages. So if that becomes a concern, or if it presents itself as a barrier, the first thing CareSolace will do is see if there's anybody in the family that can help translate. And if there's somebody in the family that can help translate that, they'll work with them. If that's not an option, I recommend that families, again, contact the Elk Grove Unified School District, and we'll see if we can help support you with some translation.
And then you kind of brought this up a little bit, but who can contact CareSolace? Does an Elk Grove Unified School counselor or representative need to be the one to contact CareSolace, or can families do it on their own? Can students do it on their own? Good
question. It's anybody in our Elk Grove Unified School District family. So parents can do it, students can do it. We obviously at the school district can do it for you. And what we have is, we call it a warm handoff. So if you don't really want to do it and you think you need some guidance with the connection and asking the questions and working with CareSolace, you can reach out to one of our counselors or our wellness providers, and they can walk you through the system, and then what's called a warm handoff, and then they just hand you off to CareSolace, and then CareSolace takes it from there. So there's a couple of different options. You certainly can do it on your own. Just go to that website that was mentioned, answer the questions, and then you'll be connected.
Great. Thank you, Don Ross, Director of Student Support and Health Services, for joining us today.
All right. Thank you.